Hello and welcome to the Year of Shame podcast for August. Today is a very special podcast because we have two special guests joining me today. So we have Dave Southall. Hello, Dave.
All right, mate. How am ya? Hiya.
And we've also got Leb Heidenstrom, aka Heidi.
Greetings.
So welcome to the podcast, guys. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I see that the boys are taking over this one a little bit.
Oh, only this one.
Ah.
Only this one.
Outnumbered. Not outgunned.
Yeah. But I also want to say a massive congratulations to Hannah on the birth of her new baby daughter. So yeah, well done, Hannah.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good on you, girl. Anyway, friends, so what have you been playing this month? Leb, would you like to start?
Oh, God. Well, now, you see, the Year of Shame, I've been thinking of this today. And there's two ways.
Just today?
Just this very day. And there's two ways to look at the Year of Shame. One of them is it's an exercise, of course, in what it's intended to do, which is to get you through the games that have been sitting on your shelf for a while. However, I've sort of discovered that it's more a technique for me to not buy new games unnecessarily, because the Year of Shame isn't being reduced in any particular way. It's still pretty much at the size that it was when I started this.
Right.
And yet all I've done is save myself unnecessary expenditure.
I see. Well, I think most people struggle with the not buying games the most, rather than trying to work through the pile. It's sort of an exercise of not being marketed to and not sort of succumbing to marketing, which is quite difficult.
Well, I have found it incredibly easy to not buy a new game. So I started off with the best of intentions this year to try and complete a game per month. And it was all going very well up until around May. Getting
What happened?
Well, Fallout 76 came along.
In May?
Oh no, that was when my sort of interest peaked a little bit in it.
Okay.
What I should be doing is getting back to Assassin's Creed 2, because my pile of shame goes very deep and very long.
Goes back through time.
Goes back through time, yeah,
You
so
are
I should be
definitely not
cracking on
alone.
with that. I know. And then, of course, I've got to crack on with things like Borderlands, Bioshock, I think is another one. I did pick up Mass Effect the other day. I looked at the box.
Oh, wow.
I looked at the box. I looked longingly at the gameplay. And then I went back to playing Fallout 76.
Hang on, wait.
So
games come in boxes. What?
It's some sort of plastic affair. I had to take a disc out of it and insert it in the Xbox, but I never made it that far. So yes, Fallout 76 I've still been stuck on. The Division 2 I'm still playing.
It's great that you've got a couple of never-ending games on the go.
Well,
there.
this
I can
is
see why you're getting through your pile really quickly.
This is the other problem. I believe they're called Evergreen.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm sure I have some sort of mental block about starting something new and it not being something, it's like having a library full of fresh books. You're like, well, I won't read that one yet. I'll save that for a rainy day.
Keep it for best.
Yeah, and the pile never goes down. So shamefully, yes, I do need to finish off Assassin's Creed 2. The plan was to get up to Black Flag, which I particularly enjoyed when I first played it. And never actually completed it. But I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some point and start playing some of these other titles. Mass Effect, for example, as I mentioned, and Bioshock, not Biohazard, Bioshock. Because every time I mention a game to you, Popo, it's, oh yeah, you'll really enjoy that one. Yeah,
I'm trying to not say that because I say that pretty much every time you mention Mass Effect, Bioshock, I don't know, Borderlands, all of the classics from the 360 era.
Yep, I don't know what it is. It's these evergreen titles just keep getting in the way. And Bethesda are the absolute worst for this, because you can play a Bethesda game until the cows come home, and then something unusual will happen, which will get you right back into it again.
It's true.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, yes, so that's what I've been struggling through
please,
Right, I
Cath,
see.
never ever recommend that he plays Valhalla.
Oh, that's
You'll
on the
never
list.
play another game again.
I know. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is going to make its way onto his pile at some point.
Yeah. The problem I have is that my favourite games are those that have a good plot, good storyline, good depth
And
to
never
them.
end.
But the problem is that also goes hand in hand with they never end. You know, I mean, I'll tell you one thing that has come up lately, which has got me thinking I really, really need to finish this game. Having bought the game now 3 times in various different formats, and Skyrim, yeah, I never actually.
Isn't there a remaster coming?
Yeah, I know. I've had
Yeah.
to look away. I simply cannot do it. I can't go back and build it all again.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
So I think my pile of shame this year is going to be reduced down to can I finally finish Skyrim? Because that's the one that's been kicking around the longest, I think.
I don't think I've ever finished the plot. You can, there is a main plot you can finish. I've never done it myself because I just go off throwing shoes at people or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dave, moving over to you, my friend. What have you been playing and completing and your take on the Year of Shame?
Well, as as we know, I was going to do this originally with you this year, but life gets in the way, so I never got round to it.
Fair enough.
So I think I've still got that mentality in my mind because I sort of played along last year and kept everything to a minimum. But this year, I don't know whether, you hear lots of people were in lockdown and they've played millions of games and things. I just almost went off them this year. So until July, apart from I've got a bunch of friends who I play with once a week on a Tuesday. So I'm still playing through things with them like Outriders and Borderlands, all co-op. So
I find that really hard to believe that you've lost your gaming mojo.
Well,
because if I recall, you're the guy who gets like 3,000 gamer points on Xbox every month.
Well, this is true.
For like
this
the
is true.
last 5 years.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I've not lost my mojo. I was still playing stuff, but I wasn't like really excited. So yeah. Apart from that, that's probably why on the Tuesday nights, and also I'm a big fan of rubbish, short indie games, which throw a gamer score at you.
You play some fantastic indie games. Certainly the ones that you've recommended to me have just been amazing. So, Rob, Dave recommended that we played Fogs at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
We actually streamed that, which was a lot of fun.
So yeah, until like last month really, I wasn't that fussed, but then it's just walloped me. I'm fully back in again, and I'm completing games and knocking them off the pile left, right,
Excellent.
and centre.
Yeah.
So, apart from like, as you know, I like my old retro gaming, so I still play a lot of that. I'm quite as happy with Bomb Jack or Bubble Bobble as I am with a AAA.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to complete R-Type on 1 credit, and it's driving me absolutely insane.
Wow, that's a blast.
Yeah.
God.
So I can get to the last bit, but that's it.
R-Type. Is that a fully functioning reboot, or is it very close to the original?
Oh, it's the
R-Type?
original. I play a lot of emulated stuff.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been doing that, and I'm still tinkering with making little arcade machines and things. I'm just making a vertical one at the moment with a tall screen rather than a fat one.
Wow. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So right, since then I'm going to reel off some. So I've been playing Plague Tale Innocence. I thought that's a good one. That's just had a Series X upgrade. I'll jump into that. Absolutely loved it. Straightforward. Go here, finish there. Not much to collect or deviate on the way. Great puzzles. Absolutely loved it. Brilliant. Recommended to everyone. And also not very long. That's good. I've fallen back down the Marvel Avengers hole this week.
Okay.
With a game that is universally acclaimed as being crap. I'm totally loving. It's just a big 3D beat 'em up basically. You can play with your mates and smash stuff and not really think. So that's fun. Played some more indies. Manifold Garden was good. It was like a bit like Portal. Absolute head masher. I couldn't tell you what it's about, just that it was very hard and I loved it.
Okay. But like Portal.
Yeah, if you like...
Portal was a fantastic game.
Portal is better. This has got no voices or anything, but it's you basically control the gravity, so you...
Ah, crazy. I've got a quick question for you, David.
Sure.
So you mentioned that that game that was quite like Portal. Have either of you actually completed Portal 2?
Yeah.
You have. Yeah. See, this is another pile of shame that I had, and there's a particular level that I'm stuck on, and I've it got to the point of frustration where it's just like, no, I can't. I have to walk away for a bit. And then it takes time to go back to. But I'm one of those. I mean, Cath's always one of those that, well, we'll just Google this problem, and I'm like, no, we must overcome the game. Otherwise, it's just not. I have not triumphed if I've Googled
got about
it.
a 2-day limit on that. If I haven't done it in 2 days, I'm quite happy to look it up just to step over that spot. I don't look past that, but I'd rather get through it than just scream.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a quick psychological question as well. So, when you're, do you ever have a time when you're playing a game?
No, never. Never have one.
No. Well, thanks for tidying that up. Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Anyway, see you next week.
Do you ever have a moment where you're playing a game and you're thinking, this is kind of, I'm finding this a bit too easy, but you're enjoying the game, and then you start imposing your own difficulties of things? So, for example, I can't do this unless I'm using this weapon, or I can't do that. And do you not do that?
I never do that.
Sometimes, yeah. A good example of this, though.
Yeah.
Sort of is I play Gears of War on Fridays with a lot of Midlife Gamer community members. Gears and Beers, it's been going forever, and I am very bad at it indeed. So I never really get to pick the weapons up because they're gone already by the time I go looking for them. So I thought, oh no, I'm going to play the campaign and learn the weapons. Ended up just using the default weapon all the way through. Complete fail.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll set myself little things, like, for example, in a Bethesda game, I'll never buy things from a merchant. Or, for instance, in Skyrim, I'll never buy a spell. I'll only use spells I've earned. And I sort of set these little sort of handicaps for myself, completely unnecessarily, but I just do it to say, all right, can I beat the game not using that particular mechanic that they've built in that I'm supposed to use? Like fast traveling, for so long I would never fast travel in Skyrim, and I just I don't know why. And now that I'm playing Fallout 76, I have to fast travel everywhere. I just have not got the patience anymore to huff it from one location to
I get
the next.
I get really annoyed with any form of random battle in games. Like in old JRPGs where you get jumped on every 3 seconds.
Oh god!
I cannot play one of those ever again because I just hate random battles. So yeah, running through the woods on Skyrim and being attacked by, I don't know, a massive badger or something is out the question.
It reminds me of was it Final Fantasy VII? I think was the big one, where you're running around in the open world and every so
couple of
often.
minutes.
Exactly that.
According
Yeah.
to an account, you have to use all of your health potions and.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't use health potions. You must hoard them until the end, where you never use them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just a weird little psychological thing I've got. I'll play a game for a while and I go, right, I'm not doing that at all in the game.
That's brilliant.
But it's something they've built in for you to use. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna up the difficulty just that little bit for myself. So for example, another one is completely unnecessarily in Skyrim, I always collect books. Now, there's no achievement for collecting all the books, but yet I still want to have my library full of books for no reason. It's never going to be acknowledged. It's never going to say, and now you have collected all the books.
Yeah, I would suggest maybe not playing any Ubisoft games then.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because they're all about you got to collect this, you got to collect that, and then everything's
God.
like scattered all over the place, and it's actually
Well,
nigh on impossible to collect some of them. It's so difficult.
So is Assassin's Creed Ubisoft? Yeah, because even in the second one, it's like, have you collected all the codexes?
Yeah.
Have you? The worst one is, I think there's a prize for collecting 100 feathers for a woman who, for the duration of the game, has been sitting in a bedroom weeping.
I think if only I had 100 feathers.
Yeah.
I've never had 100
My
feathers.
pillow is too lumpy.
Yeah, there will never be a time when I have 100 feathers.
No. Oh, hello, hero.
No.
So yeah, I've been playing Fallout 76.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Fallout 76.
Indeed.
Thank you for asking.
Have
yeah,
you?
funny you should ask.
Have you?
So, you and I have been playing Fallout 76.
We
I
have.
was just about to
yes.
ask, have you bumped into each other in the wasteland?
Oh well, we play sort of, I don't know, once or twice a week, or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We try and play a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've been pretty much. In fact, I think I have been playing on and off since launch, and have only just sort of worked out how the economy works within Fallout 76. It's taken me this long to kind of.
Right.
Oh, right, okay, so if you do that, then you can do that. And I'm just embarrassed it's taken such a long time to do that. And I think it's only from playing with Heidi and trying out different things, playing with other people, it sort of gives me the confidence to kind of to give some of these things a go, because it can be unbelievably frustrating sometimes when you do some of these things, because you get killed by all the enemies, and then you use up all your stim packs, and I've rage quit Fallout 76 a number of times because of that reason. But
amazing.
Having a really good time with it at the moment. But I really want to put it down, because I want to be playing the games that actually have endings to them and working through that pile. One of which was Far Cry 5 that I streamed the other week. So really enjoying it, but the call of Fallout 76 is just a bit louder than Far Cry 5.
I know what you mean.
That instead.
Those evergreens, they just keep pulling you in. I've got like Sea of Thieves, Heroes of the Storm, which is a PC MOBA. And so on, and I'm going to keep playing them forever until I'm dead. I think until they finally turn the electricity off.
I think until they turn the servers off. I think we're going to be playing Fallout 76 forever as well.
What else have you been playing?
I'm just trying to think. So I was playing Forza Horizons for a while, because so I've been playing it on the Xbox One X. Forza Horizon 4, the one that's set in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful game. It's just stunning. And I think because of lockdown and sort of being trapped in London, because I don't drive or anything, I've not been able to sort of escape London. It was just out in the rural countryside in Kent and places like that, and like the colours and the trees and the little villages. I was just thinking, I really miss all this stuff.
Yeah, having watched at least one of your Forza streams, I would love to say, I'd never have guessed you didn't drive. But in fact, no, it's kind of obvious.
I don't think I hit too many things. But that was a lot of fun. And also 2 Point Hospital, so I was playing that for a while as well.
Yes.
Very much enjoying that. I don't think it's quite as good as Theme Hospital was, but it's still a lot of fun. I think because it seems to just be a bigger game, so there's quite a few more levels to it, and so they've had to sort of invent more ridiculous diseases and stuff. It's sort of, I don't know, I guess it just seems not as funny because it's lasted longer.
Right.
But it's still kind of fun, and I jump on that occasionally.
Yeah, I do get the occasional text from you about the latest thing that you've discovered, jazz hands or balloon hits or whatever it is.
But
always gives me a good
I've got a
tickle.
workmate who does the same. I've not played the game, but I absolutely love hearing her stories of various things she's encountered in the game.
Yeah, they're very inventive with the diseases.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's I mean, I'm not the biggest gamer compared to a lot of people who are on the Midlife Gamer channel, but I mean, I grew up, you know, I started learning games around in the 80s, and just the sheer scale of them is mind-boggling these days. I mean, you know, I'm used to, when I was coming up, 64K games, and now you look at the size of things in Bethesda games and Ubisoft games, and even some of the indie games have got a hell of a lot of depth in them. I mean, how people like you are churning out, you know, a game every few days is amazing to me.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, likewise.
The short ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was even watching last night a playthrough, and this is how retro I am, a playthrough of Manic Miner.
I was gonna say Manic Miner.
Yeah. Because I literally couldn't remember how far I used to get as a kid. So I was watching this guy playing.
3 levels in, I think.
No, actually quite far. I think there was
okay.
I can't remember how many levels there were, but I mean,
20s?
you could 16 to 20 or something, but you could complete this game within half an hour, no problem at all. And that was, you know, a top-selling major.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But it's unbelievably frustrating.
Yeah.
Though,
But
game.
now, the amount of time that they must put into these games. I mean, yeah, it's even to the point where a short two-day game is hard to find.
Yeah.
I mean, David, I feel like you're the friend that comes round and you're going to, oh, look at this album, and you've been down the record shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been digging through the pile. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. You know, so yeah, it's incredible.
Well, talking of retro games, Gamescom has been on this week, which is something that's happening now and not retro at all. But you know, it's still games.
Well, I don't know. I mean, having looked at the delightful selection of what's available on Gamescom, there looks like an awful lot of indie and retro games in there.
Yeah, well, the second day was basically...
Your segue is not too bad.
Yeah, the second day...
Thank you for saving the segue. Yeah, I don't know. I've not really seen that many indie games. I've been watching the IGN stream. I had to stop watching it today because I got so sick of their constant advertising. Oh, it's driving me mad. But I've seen Halo. I've seen Dying Light. I think I've seen sort of the same games.
Right.
Sort of
on loop.
Even though they sort of release exactly this, they release new videos every day, but they seem to be sort of showing the same sort of footage of games for each video. So I was sick of seeing Dying Light now. I liked it when I first saw it, but
Dying Light, it was my most wanted. So they did a bit on the Xbox conference at the first day. They did a bit on the second day, which went in depth, and I'm still like, yeah, gotta have this. Come by the next day, I was just like, I don't want to see any more. Give me the game. Go away.
Yeah, but the more they show it, kind of spoils it as well, because you kind of see a little bit and sort of feel really excited about it. And then I just feel that the more they show me, then I'm like, oh, is that all it is? And it's just...
Do you not think they run the danger as well? When they start showing things, it's like, you know, when people go back and analyse the trailers and say, you know, oh, that reflection's different, or that's not what was promised, and all that bullshit. I think they paint themselves into a corner sometimes, showing too much. I prefer it if they just showed nothing and release things.
I mean, this is a very good point, David. I mean, this sort of goes back to what I said before about the expectation of people now in games is stunningly different to what it used to be. I mean, you know, the light's not quite right, or that weapon doesn't recoil properly, or the reload. It's staggering what people's expectations have become so high in games.
It's
whereas in the old days, you know, it was just, well, if it's loaded correctly.
There's an awful lot of imagination involved.
It's a degree of entitlement as well. Why aren't we getting this? We should be having this. Why isn't it done? Do this. Just get what you give them.
Yeah. So
I know.
I was watching this trailer. Well, it wasn't really a trailer. It was more sort of the devs talking about their game. Not a trailer at all. I was watching this thing, and it was about this sort of farming simulation game. and they were sort of explaining sort of the detail and the thought that went into really basic things. So they were talking about the tyres of the tractor and how they're going to be putting logos and stuff on the tyres.
Oh my
and
God.
the way that when you're harvesting, you
Was
crop
this
in
an
the
ASMR
field,
video?
the detail of. Well, I sort of caught it yesterday, and I was like, I found it really interesting because they were just the small things that you never even think about. They were sort of going, oh yeah, we've really thought about this, and we've rendered it slightly differently, and just really explaining it.
Yeah.
But the stuff coming out of the back of the tractor when it's harvesting things, it's spraying the dirt out the back, and they were talking about the dirt coming out the back of the tractor and how much time and effort they put into making it perfect. Like, do people care about
we played Hover Bother on the Spectrum.
God, yeah, amazing. I mean, so I'm looking through the Gamescom website, and again, one thing that just leaps out is trying to pick which game these days. It's very much like going into a bookshop and just looking at all the pretty covers and which is the that one, you know. But Return to Enon leapt out at me, which looks like you're sort of dumped on an island and it's a sort of foraging and retreat to Enon. Sorry. Again, nice little graphics, nice little survival looking game. That one sort of leapt out at me. I don't know whether this will mean I don't even know if I'm going to play my Joker this year. There's so much
that's
to
something
do.
I'm going to move on to in a minute, actually, talking about Jokers.
But also Far Cry 6 looks really good.
Oh, I know, it does, doesn't it?
Great choice of villain. For any Breaking Bad fans, he was excellent. And is a really good choice for the bad guy in this one.
Ubisoft do well out of me for games, because I keep buying their games and not finishing them at all. So I've got like a pile of Far Cry's to finish.
Oh God, wow, yeah. I know. I think I've got 3. That's on the pile of shame, but I need to get onto some smaller games before I start tackling any more of these never-ending ones. Cath, I noticed one for you, which just looks right up your street. Cat Cafe Manager. I mean,
that sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Well, it's a cafe. It's got cats in it.
There are cats.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a business management sim, and you build and manage your own cat cafe, adopt stray cats, and befriend the locals.
I'm getting it.
Collect cafe furniture.
Please take my
Gentrification coming round here.
Yeah, it's got food recipes you can learn, and you can use your collection of unique cats to delight the customers. And this has got you written all over it, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a shame that I missed that game, because that sounds like it might be the best game of Gamescom, because everything else has just been variations of a theme, really. There's been nothing that's really
I thought you'd been well interested in the Fall Guys Jungle Book stuff.
I hate Fall Guys. It's instant rage quit material. I play it, and it's just infuriating. I mean, I think I've only actually enjoyed playing it once. The rest of the time, I'm just really infuriated by
to have another night on
I just don't get it why people have fun with that game, because it's just designed to piss you off constantly.
Crazy.
I've just been looking at the things I was interested in, and there's a bit of a theme here. So there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, basically the same as an older game.
Wow.
Super Monkey Ball.
I saw that and I just thought...
Exactly, an old game. Halo Infinite, an old game, basically. No co-op at launch either. Not happy about that.
Well...
Saints...
I mean, Halo's kind of fun, but, you know, it's Halo.
Yeah,
I've already got a Halo game.
Saints Row Remaster.
Now that looks interesting, because they've rebooted it.
Wow.
There are a lot of...
and there's some, good characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of...
strong female
anti-woke types not being happy and quite vocal about it. I'm sure.
Oh, really? For what reason?
I think it's just because it seems to be like a female-led gang. It's a slightly more diverse cast. I don't know how. It doesn't get much more diverse than Saints Row.
Right.
and so on.
Oh, people just like to find something to be
I'm
upset about.
just brushing it off under the carpet and carrying on. Dying Light 2, as we said, a sequel.
Yep.
So, I appear to have absolutely no original games in my list of things that I liked.
Well, it's getting to the point where it's difficult to come out with some new idea. I would have thought.
Yeah,
it's all
I did
kind of
see
been
one that was kind of retro. Sorry to cut you off there.
Go on.
So there was there was one that it looked. Do you remember Rampage?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It kind of looked like a 3D Rampage, but sort of a bit PvP as well. So you had these like huge sort of Godzilla type creatures and dinosaurs who were just they're fighting each other and throwing things and just making a big mess of a city around.
I need to know what that is.
That one looked quite interesting.
Anything with a kaiju in,
I think
I'm an
that's
absolute sucker for. I will watch the worst films in history if they've got giant monsters in.
But yeah, so that one looked really interesting and kind of a little bit sort of 8-bit or 16-bit, like bit pixelated. I'm not really sure what genre. I mean, 8-bit and 16-bit are interchangeable as far as I'm concerned, but to some people there's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, sort of a bit of a blocky, old school style game.
Yeah. So there was a game that we first came across at EGX. Rezzed, I think it was. Which was Far. What was it called? Far. Lone Sails.
Oh yeah.
So
brilliant game.
Beautiful, beautiful looking game. About
Lone Sails.
Yeah, Lone Sails. So this new one's called Far Changing Tides, and it's an atmospheric vehicle adventure in a post-apocalyptic world where you follow the emotional journey of a boy. Let me do this. Follow the emotional journey of a boy and his ship as he embarks on a voyage to find a new home. Sail stormy waters, dive unknown depths, and explore forgotten ruins in a beautifully realised flooded world. And that was one.
Rob, you have just sold me the game.
In a world where one boy alone. But it looks beautiful. It looks really indie. It's clearly an indie game and developed by people trying to find that niche or angle that's gonna be something a bit different. So that's one that I did want to recommend from Gamescom. Looks really nice. Nice and meditative little game.
I mean, I'm sold on it. The way that you described it, I'm like, I want to play that now.
The first game is exactly one of those games that I was telling you about. It's short, compact, brilliant experience. Finish it, move on to the next. Great game.
Oh God! Right. Well, speaking of which, Popo, this could be Joker time. So go for the Jokers.
Right, boys. So, you're allowed to, with Year of Shame, as you know, I'm sure everybody listening to the podcast knows, you have a Joker card, so you can actually make one purchase of a game during your Year of Shame year. So, assuming that you possibly might not have bought a game already this year, what would you use your Joker card on? Dave, would you like to go
this
first?
year? Well, see, the problem is, I've been spoilt with Game Pass and everything, so I think probably Metroid Dread on the Switch. Because I've done a Metroid run through recently as well, so I've played like the GBA games and Super Metroid on the SNES again. So I think Metroid Dread's gonna get bought.
Wow.
Right, excellent. And you, Leb?
Well, I have the problem with you.
Everyone's got a problem with me.
Basically, I feel quite often like a kid that's been let into the sweet shop to look at all the sweets, and not only am I allowed to look at all the sweets are being pointed out to me as well. So, so I have been rather taken with the idea of getting the Final Fantasy VII reboot, because that's one of the games that I really enjoyed in my 20s.
It's just PlayStation though, that one.
So I won't be getting that one. But what?
Moving on.
Yeah. So what I really need to avoid is getting another. Let's take 2 years to play this particular game. So I am going back to thinking about either Far Changing Tides or Far Lone Sails as a nice little.
Okay.
I think the games that I've enjoyed this year, apart from the evergreens, have been the indie titles, Fogs, and what was the other one we played?
The cooking one.
No, there was Spiritfarer.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, games like that. So I think I might. And we're getting close to the end of the year, so it's not like I have to make such
not much longer.
Not such a considered decision, perhaps. So I might go for Far Lone Sails. That might be my choice.
Really will.
And what about you?
Yeah.
What about you, purveyor of sweets?
Well, my fine confectionery selection. I was considering Diablo 2.
Oh yes.
Hannah and I are massive Diablo fans.
Yeah.
Multi-platform Diablo fans.
Yeah.
And Diablo. I think it just sort of scratches that Diablo itch because I've been playing Diablo 3 since it came out in 2012, sort of on and off. I think at the moment I'm sort of fed up with it, so I'm not playing it. I mean, in a month that might change, and I might be like really loving it again. But I never played Diablo 2 when it came out before.
Cath, can I ask a question? When you play Diablo, do you play it single player or do you play it multiplayer?
I prefer to play multiplayer, but when I'm on the Xbox, it's generally there isn't the community of sort of other players to play multiplayer, so I play single player.
Well, I'm saying that because have you heard of Hades?
I have heard of Hades.
Investigate Hades before you buy
Everyone's
Diablo
saying Hades
2.
is amazing. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't consider Hades, but my sort of reservation about Diablo 2 is it looks like an old game, and someone said that it's Diablo. It's like Diablo 3, but not as good.
Right.
I think it was me that said to you on the group.
Have been you.
It's not got the same quality of life improvements, and it looks like an old game. It plays like an old game, I think.
And I don't know that I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
And it's not because I have to play sort of the newest, shiniest games, but I guess because I love Diablo 3 so much, I kind of want an improvement from Diablo 3, or something at least that level, but a bit different, rather than something that's not quite as good.
I think you'll find it's a step back still. I'm still convinced you will. I think you go back to Diablo 3 pretty quick, to be honest.
Right, so I'll give that one a miss. So maybe Hades then.
Yeah.
But I'll warn you, that plays like it's more like a roguelike, because you do a run, but when you die, you lose everything. But you sort of build things up as you go.
Right, because I like the thing about Diablo 3 is that you can collect things and you sort of improve your character. So
maybe not then.
Because I mean, I played Warcraft for ages, like years and years, and that was all about sort of getting gear, and the gear boosts your stats. So the better gear you have, the better the harder your character is. And I kind of like games with that mechanic where you just hoovering up as much loot as possible to try and get better stats and then fight harder enemies.
Have you ever played Borderlands? Because
yes.
Rob said he's got that on his pile. I was going to say maybe that would be a good one for you two to both jump into, because it's all about the loot and getting stronger.
Is that a multiplayer?
Oh yeah, 4 players.
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I have to say, one of the great things about this whole year of shame and the joining of Midlife Gamer is that it's really helped with lockdown. The fact that you can get, and I'm not talking about the AAA toxic multiplayer online games, where you just got people screaming in your ears. But there's so many mellow online games where you can get together, be sociable, lose yourself in another world, and it means you're not exhausting Netflix all the time, and then now sitting around during lockdown, what do I do now? And it's been such a good vehicle for keeping the social element up, enjoying some stuff, I think games like Borderlands, excellent idea. Maybe we ought to jump back into that. I'm sure we had a crack at that before, and it just seemed.
I think we did.
Yeah,
we did get on with it for some reason.
Yeah, maybe we ought to have another look. So yeah.
Or maybe something like Destiny, because that's quite a fun game. It's another sort of first-person shooter, and you have a class and you collect gear and you can sort of level it up a little bit.
That's completely cross-play as well now, as of yesterday.
Oh, is it crossplay?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I'll tell you what would be a really good one. So I've been enjoying a bit of Project Zomboid, watching Sip.
Watching Sips.
Yeah. Now, what I thought would be good is if you had first person and multiplayer. So you had to go off and survive. You could send squads out to do things. Then someone's at home building the camp and trying. Now I don't know whether this retreats at.
It sounds like State of Decay as well.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah.
I'm just showing my. Oh, have you got this book, please? Yes, you want this one.
Fly Fishing by J.R.
Yes.
Hartley.
Oh yes, we have a range of fishing games, sir.
But the new State of Decay 2, I think it's all. So you've got a cast of characters, and you send them out to do they've got sort of strengths and weaknesses. So you choose particular ones to go out and do particular things. But then if one of them gets killed by a zombie, that's it. They're out.
Yeah.
But I think you can sort of meet up with other survivor groups and sort of replenish the sort of group that you have.
Right.
But yeah, that's all about sort of going into homes and foraging for nuts. And that sort of thing.
Nuts and berries. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Not even convinced I'm going to be using my Joker card this year, because it's just, I think I've been fairly fortunate to have done Year of Shame in a year such as this, where the only thing that I've come close to kind of going, I really want that, maybe I'm going to buy it, was Rust, because they released Rust for the Xbox. But the thing, I kind of realised that the thing that made Rust so amazing when I was playing it on the PC was that I was playing it with my friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was just a communal game, and we'd do things together or hunt each other and just had a really good laugh with it. I think buying it for the Xbox and then potentially either playing it by myself or playing it online with a bunch of sort of random people, I just don't think it would be as good.
Can I make another suggestion for your
Of course
for
you
your
can.
Joker? Seeing as you both.
Here he comes.
Together.
He's come back from the record shop. He's got all his white labels.
I've got
He's
my
like,
sack.
yeah. Bet you didn't find this one.
I've been playing a game called It Takes Two, which is a co-op only game, and it's quite long. It's a good sort of 10 or 15 hours long, so it's it's worth it, and it has to be some of the most fun I have had playing co-op ever in a game. It is properly funny.
Wow.
I think I've seen a stream of someone playing that, and it did look pretty funny, I have to say. Yeah, it was a bit like a sort of animated film.
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's ridiculous, but it's just one idea after another and of course it's co-op only, so it's good fun.
But cheers guys for the peace of the kingdom.
For the Alliance.
Hurrah! Why am I not on camera?
Well, I was going to. I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised you've only mentioned Rust, because to my recollection this year, I've seen your hand reach for your Joker card at least half a dozen times with threatening. Oh, I've got to get this one.
I don't know, what else has there been?
Oh, nothing springs to mind, but I've seen on the forum you sort of saying, "Well, I'm tempted by this. I'm tempted by that."
I think there was something earlier in the year, and I thought, that looks really good. But I thought, it's too early yet. I think maybe it was back in March or something. I thought, we're only 3 months in. I can't possibly use my Joker yet.
Isn't it great though that it's made it so super special that you really have to think what you want at the top of your Christmas list?
But I think that's how it should be, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because we've all got sort of disposable income, I think when you just buy something just because it sounds interesting and then not play it, it's a shame that happens, because I mean, a lot of effort and a lot of thought goes into making these games, and it's just a bit sad that they're not really enjoyed as much as they should be. They just sort of sit on the shelf.
They're not treasured. But I think that's what happened to me somewhat before at the start of this year. There's just so much stuff on Game Pass and things. I just was like, I don't know where to start. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Oh, there are so many things. Yeah, I was looking at Game Pass last night. So 12 Minutes is a game that's come out recently that it looked really interesting.
I've finished that.
Oh, you finished it?
Of course he
I was
has.
reading a review about it, and the journalist was saying that he found it absolutely infuriating because it wasn't clear how to finish the game. Like, he was trying loads of different things and combining ideas, and
Well, if I could do it without a walkthrough in about 4 hours, anyone can. I'm bad at point and click games.
But yeah, it sounds interesting, but I think possibly it would be one that maybe I sort of play maybe once or twice, but then sort of get fed up with it.
Yeah, well, you have to keep doing these time loops constantly, so once you've played the game, you've heard all the dialogue a trillion times by the end, and you just want it to go in the bin.
Yeah.
It's good fun, but it's very short as well. It's not Joker material at all.
Right. Cool. But yeah, I'm wondering if maybe I don't use my Joker at all. Maybe, I don't know. Do I get special points if I don't use my Joker?
Yeah, do you get a certificate?
I'll make you a certificate, don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because it's all about the certificate, really, isn't
That's
it?
It's just all about the achievements.
It is all about the achievements.
That's it.
Bloody Fallout 76 is stopping me from getting the achievements.
Yeah.
So if they're sitting on like 3,000 achievements a month, I'm sitting on 0.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing. When we were, we hooked up with a couple of other people. David, were you playing Division with us?
Yeah. No, I think it was Adam and someone. Did PC Dead Meat? Or...
that's it. Yeah. Dead Meat.
And Zombie Keeper.
Steve.
Zombie
Keeper.
Yeah. So
I was heavily into Division, and then we ran out of content just as you started playing.
Yeah.
We finished everything.
Yeah. So, well, because we've been playing with them, they were then appearing on the monthly achievement score, and I'd be quite happy. Oh, I've got 20 points this one, lovely. Oh, I've got another one. You look at these guys. It's like they're just loading up games, playing it for 5 minutes. Right, I've got 100 points. I'll get another one in there quickly. And it's just like getting achievements for opening a menu. I couldn't believe the amount of things that they were getting.
Yeah, but I think Dave gets the most. I think of my friends list, I think I've got a lot of people from MLG and lots of lots of random.
Never have Ross Grieve on
Dave
your
is usually
list.
in the top 5.
It's crazy. I mean,
I don't know how he does it.
I think these players are playing half an hour, and then right, I've got all the intro points. I'll load up another game now, get another half an hour in. Right, yeah.
Or like he's sharing his gamer tag with the whole of the village or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing with his gamer tag.
Yeah.
It's just a mere 300 people playing for me.
It's crazy.
An army of gold sellers on WoW.
Amazing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to question time. Yeah, there will be a jingle as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just thought I'd insert one there.
Thank you, guys. When you get a new game, let's say if you buy a physical game, do you keep the disc or do you pass it on?
I am like Steptoe. My attic is basically the British Computing Museum. I am a hoarder. I do not sell.
I absolutely keep the disc. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
I didn't know you could pass them on these days. I mean, surely it's all a bit tricky, isn't it?
Well, I generally pass mine down to sort of a less good gamer in the family once I finish with them.
I don't know who that might be.
If it's one that I've really loved, then I keep hold of it. But I'm actually saying that if it's one that I've really loved, then I kind of want you to enjoy that experience as well. So
yeah, well, I find that the packaging of games, if you buy a hard copy, it's very much like having a bookshelf full of books. You've got a display of things that you can easily identify.
Lovingly gaze at
in the special cabinet of special things.
Of lovely things.
Yeah.
The box of lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. What are your buying habits? Do you buy games on launch day, or do you prefer to wait for the sales, or maybe just buy games randomly?
I tend to just buy it if I like the look of it. No rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
No. I don't bother pre-ordering anything really unless I can get a bargain price. But I don't really care about reviews or anything anymore. If I like the look of something, I'm probably going to enjoy it, so I just buy it.
Yeah. I tend to go on recommendations, or if I've had a crack at it on a demo version and I know it's coming out, then I might pre-order something, but that hasn't happened for quite a while now. I'm not one sitting there day one. Oh my god, I can't wait for it to come out. Oh, quick, is the shops open yet? Yeah. I have quite a lackadaisical approach to game buying.
Yeah.
I've got a good example of this. I pre-ordered Aliens Fireteam to play on our Tuesday nights, and I admittedly I only pay half anyway because we game share on the Xbox. We just split any purchases, of which there's only been about 5 anyway this year. But yeah, it came out last week, and none of us have had time to play it yet. So that was a well pre-ordered item that none of us have played yet.
That's the thing with pre-orders, though, isn't it? You're really excited when you actually do the pre-ordering bit, but then by the time you actually get the game, you kind of gone off the boil a little bit.
Yeah.
Give me something new and shiny.
Okay, so so with the idea of pre-ordering things, I find it much trickier with games than with other mediums. So if an author's coming out with a book, you know you're buying a set of words from a particular author, pre-order it. If an album's coming out of an artist that you like, pre-order it. But a game, there's so much more that could go right and could go wrong. You know, because it's got graphics, sounds, gameplay, plot, character development. I just find for me it's less likely I'm going to pre-order it. I'm just going to wait to see is it actually any good or.
So the thing with pre-ordering a game is that they chuck in a whole load of bonus stuff as well. So
that's true. That's
a bit of a two-edged sword, isn't it? That
it is. Yeah.
Why aren't they bundling it anyway?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what scarred me. 2 things. So in 1984, Zap 64 were enthusing about the game.
It's a Zap Sizzler.
This was not a Zap Sizzler. Yeah, they were talking about a game called Cyborg, and
God, yes, I remember that. Yeah, I really like that game.
I spent the whole summer reading the preview of it and getting excited for it, and then I bought it.
It was a stinker, wasn't it?
And it was a Julian Rignall thumbs down stinker. So I think that scarred me for life for pre-ordering things.
8-year-old me loved that game. Or however old I was then. I think because it was just fun. Like the few levels that I could actually do, I just thought were great. Even though I always got killed at the same bit. It was just, it was just good.
I'll never forgive Zap 64 for they reviewed Zoids and gave it like a super sizzler. And I only had a Spectrum at the time, so I went out, rushed out, bought Zoids on the Spectrum. What a pile of poo!
Wow. I reckon I could trump that with the disaster that was.
I know what's coming up. Yeah, I knew it.
1985, Activision, the summer of expectation for little computer people.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Wasn't the disc version and the tape version radically different as well? So you could only do very few things on the tape version.
Correct. And guess who had the tape version?
You, sir.
Yes, yes, sir, and ma'am.
Much younger me thought it was great. I used to watch you play it. It was looked like a whole world of fun, and I couldn't really understand why it wasn't fun.
I couldn't even kill him.
Perhaps they need to make a sequel to that Fall Guy movie featuring Rob and the little computer person. He attempts to murder him.
Yeah. So ever since then, no, I'm Never have I pre-ordered unless I've been absolutely convinced this is going to be a sizzler.
For life.
Yeah. What would Julian Rignall think of this game? Is what I often go through.
Well, I think Julian Rignall often he's quite active on Twitter.
Is he?
And he's always reflecting
Jazz.
back on his glory days. Yeah. Back in 30 years ago, I was talking about this as a cover of the magazine.
Yeah, but the worst thing is though, I read those and he pulls out all these like CMVG covers and things, and I'm like, I'm sure that's in my loft.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah. It was for mine for many years as well. Yeah.
I said, Julian, you've got to move on, mate. Let it go.
Yeah.
Like, find a new thing to do.
Yeah.
That's 30 years ago.
Yeah. I was mates with Jeff Minter once.
Bless him. But yeah, I think the one that I hated most. So you didn't like Little Computer People.
Yeah.
So I had a similar experience in that I think I read a review in a magazine, probably one of your magazines, about this sort of racing game, because I absolutely loved racing games when I was a kid, just because I loved using my car as a weapon.
Yes.
Much like I did
Nothing's changed.
Far Cry 5 a couple of streams ago, just finding cars and then just killing
and SnowRunner
everything with the car.
as well.
Yeah, cars are weapons. So I've saved up all my pocket money and bought the cassette of a game called The Last V8. And it was the shittest game.
Yeah.
Even young little me that loved, if it was a game I loved it. It's such a shit game. So infuriating, really hard to control, and just shit.
Not as good as KP Crisp's Clumsy Colin. That was a bargain title. That was class.
Clumsy Colin?
KP
Clumsy
Crisp.
Colin.
Amazing.
What was it? I'm sure it was. I may need to verify this. The beer's kicking in.
Wow. I'm now watching a playthrough of The Last V8, and
it's dreadful.
It just occurred to me the other day, the amount of retro playthroughs of these old games on YouTube is
really?
There's so many of them. We had a cartridge game, which I think was one of the first games that we ever had, called Lazarus. Lazarian, that was it. And I found a playthrough of that yesterday.
Wow.
On a cartridge.
That'd be amazing to see that.
I know.
Anyway, it turns out I wasn't having a fever dream. I've just found it. Skips Action Biker with Clumsy Colin.
Wow.
They not only do they not make them like that anymore, they don't name them like that anymore.
What was the last game you could think of that had a bag of crisps in the title?
I know. Jeez. God.
No.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Anyway.
Okay, so Dave.
Yeah.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Well, seeing as my Xbox is played non-stop and my PS5 that I bought at launch has been on in total for about 8 hours, Xbox.
Yeah. Bleb?
Well, I had a PlayStation 1, and then I'm sure I had a PlayStation 2, and I swapped that PlayStation 2 for a rucksack that I could go travelling with through Southeast Asia. So that's the value I placed on. Although I think I still have that rucksack somewhere.
I might have wiped my arse on a PlayStation once.
Oh,
I didn't really. I'm just trying to join in. I think PlayStation is great.
We're definitely not cutting that out of the stream. So no, I think I've had.
Yeah, the beer is quite strong.
Well, I've had now 2 Xboxes, and I'm perfectly happy with it. I don't really subscribe to the battle. I just happen to have fallen into an Xbox, and that's what I'll probably stick with. Yeah.
That is the actual answer. I mean, I don't discriminate between platforms. It's just I am playing Xbox a lot more, mainly because it's so cheap because of Game Pass. But I've had every generation of both of them, so it's not like I've got a Vita next to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm the same. There were some games, I think, like FPS games, I prefer to play on the PlayStation just because the controller feels more comfortable for that type of game. But generally, if I'm going to play something, then Xbox is my go-to console.
Yeah.
And that's only because I'm competitive sometimes about gamer score, and I guess because I've got slightly more friends on Xbox than PlayStation, I just prefer that. But I'm sure equally love PlayStation, and the group of friends that I play games like Destiny with. But that doesn't happen sort of enough really, and just generally play Xbox again. Game Pass. So we've got to make the most of it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I did want to join in with the Year of Shame boys from last year, who are now the League of Gaming Gentlemen.
Yep, shout out to them.
Yeah, and shameless plug, may I say.
They've been playing Tribes of Midgard, which I did buy, but I've yet to actually jump in with them. So that's like a 10-player sandboxy type Diablo-esque adventure. Sounds like your cup of tea, actually, Kath.
It does sound like it, yeah.
Oh.
Is that on Xbox then, or is that PC?
No, it's just a
PlayStation?
PC and PlayStation at the moment.
Okay.
Since you mentioned that, that's just triggered a little memory about not only Jokers but Gamescom as well, that we were talking about earlier. Age of Empires.
Oh yeah.
It's coming back.
Trebuchet.
Yes. Many an hour wasted playing Age of Empires online.
I loved Age of Empires.
Yeah, so...
Not online, the other one. But before it was online.
Yeah.
Must have been 3 then.
Did you see the Gamescom trailer for that? They're basically adding like a history mode in it. So they started showing the game, and then they basically spent like 15 minutes talking about how to build a trebuchet. That's really bizarre.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I mean, it was interesting, but I want to know about the game.
No, that's the marketing campaign that I want. We got a game, but look, how to build a trebuchet. Yeah, woohoo! God, I've always wanted to build a trebuchet.
Oh, but the new Forza Horizon.
Live your dreams.
Talking of the Xbox showcase, Forza Horizon 5, which is based in Mexico.
Oh, yes.
I think they've made it with the same engine as the Microsoft Flight Simulator, so everything just looks amazing, like it's a movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
You're obviously Year of Shame. You haven't upgraded to a Series X yet, have you?
Not yet.
That's what your Joker should be if you're allowed.
I don't know that you can use Joker for hardware. I think we've stipulated that it has to be games only.
Right.
But yeah, very much looking forward to getting hold of sort of the new generation consoles.
It's quite
testing those out.
It's quite the leap.
But then I think if I buy games on my current console, they've got a smart delivery thing now, so then I can sort of get access to the newer version when I finally get my hands on the new console. Yeah,
like the little things like the difference in playing Division 2 at 60 frames per second, or the speed of the loading. It's mind blowing. It's really, really. You don't think it's much when you first start. You just think, oh, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not. You soon rely on it. I went back to my One X the other day, and I was like, what is this horror machine?
I know, it's amazing. I mean, the graphics these days are getting so impressive. I mean, some of the stuff you've shown me, Kath, with the lighting of certain games. I think there was you even showed me something about Minecraft where they'd done some sort of
the ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just incredible.
I so desperately want to play Minecraft with ray tracing.
Yeah.
But even something as blocky as that just looked incredible.
Just absolutely stunning. It's a different game with the ray tracing.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah, when are they going to release it?
When is it coming?
I want to play that game.
Give
me the ray tracing.
Super happy update or whatever they were called. Super duper happy.
Super duper graphics up. Yeah, they binned it because they said that they couldn't apply the updates across all the platforms, and it was very important to them that everybody had the same experience. or just some bullshit like that.
We can sell more if we keep the requirements
Fuck everyone
low.
having the same experience. Just give me I want the best experience. Give me the ray tracing.
What's not going to come across on this podcast is the look of hate that just flashed across your eyes there, Popo. I just wanted everyone listening to really get a good image. Yeah, the eyes narrowed. And there was, real look of
sort
hatred
glowed
there.
red a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, boys, I think that's a wrap. So, is there anything that you would like to promote that you're doing at the moment?
Oh. David, please.
I would like to have a moan about one thing that wasn't at Gamescom.
Sure.
Where was the mini fridge?
Oh, yeah. The fridge.
That's the one thing I wanted to pre-order.
The Xbox fridge.
Ah, too small. Far too small.
Beers in. You get a beer in
no, it's not good enough. No, I had
empty it out, fill it full of beer on its side, shut the lid, have a slop out the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at that and I thought you might get a pre-packaged sandwich in there, but that was about it. Too small.
I want the Razer toaster.
The Razer toaster?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So I really like the Razer brand, so they buy headsets, Razer headset, and I like the whole sort of LED light thing that Razer do. I don't know if they actually made a toaster, but they created designs for a toaster with all of the LEDs and stuff in it. It was amazing. I want one of those.
Put some LEDs on your toaster.
Oh, I have. Yes, I'm looking at it now. And not only that,
it's a thing of beauty.
It makes the Razer logo on the toast. It's so beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to gift me, or Christmas is coming, and these things, the Razer toaster actually exists. That is absolutely what I want, a Razer toaster.
Wow.
And I just gotta make toast with the lights out.
Wow.
I've now seen it. Fantastic.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
It's all about the LEDs.
Yeah.
Yar.
Okay, so are you guys on Twitch TV or social media channels you want people to follow
Not really.
You?
No, I occasionally make an appearance on your channel, but I'm a busy man and my subjects demand my attention, so I don't have time to set up a Twitch channel. Plus, also,
got a kingdom to rule.
Well, so I think do you Twitch from your PC or your console?
From the console.
Yeah. I managed to get all the words. Managed to get all the words together that made the sentence there.
So when I broadcast gameplay, it's from the console.
Right. Okay, so
there's some keywords I threw in there.
Thank you. Yes. I've been spending all day catching up with the buzzwords. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm an infrequent flyer. I piggyback your channel basically. So check out Popo, a Monkey Police Go on Twitch, especially when I'm on there.
Yeah, thank you very much for that plug.
I do have to give you props. You are both absolutely excellent streamers.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my mum, my dad. It's just beautiful.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you, listeners, for joining us on this Year of Shame podcast with my special guest hosts Dave Southall and Ned Heidenstrom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch you next month.
Bye.
Say bye.
And the in the south.